come to you.
Good evening, I'm Tanis Higgenbottom. Welcome to Tea Talks. I'm having my usual tea and brandy drink, which some call the Hot Toddy. Tonight I'm going to talk about a topic which I have not brought up since I covered it 30 years ago. As you may or may not know, I was commuting to New York for a conference, and I decided to take passage on that new ship that everyone was talking about, the Triadic. It was April 14th, 1942. The bombs over Great Britain flashed in the night like lightning, and generations of Europe seek to flee 3,000 miles to safety, to a land of opportunity where the streets were paved with gold, a land presented by the grand hostess called Lady Liberty. At 4 p.m., a German torpedo struck the Triadic like a roar of thunder, and within minutes she sank beneath the waves to oblivion. I shall never forget the cries that filled the sea that beautiful afternoon, or the silence that followed it. Being the only commentator on board, I naturally became the lead reporter of the disaster. It was that circumstance that boosted my career to stardom. I never forgot that, and I would never forgive myself for taking that opportunity. I selfishly felt like a profiteer in a disaster which took the lives of over 1,000 men, women, and children. They were all innocent, yet all ignorant to take such a risk. One of those victims in the disaster, unfortunately, was my wife, Lorna. We were newlyweds then, and she wanted to accompany me in my travels. Had I known then what I know now, I would have left her at home, and she would have accompanied me through life, the way it was meant to be. I've refrained from talking about this for years, despite numerous pleas from my employers to do so. They said to me, and I quote, "If you feel so damn guilty about this, why not give something back to those lost souls by keeping their story alive, and by reminding people of what happened that day?" Well, I thought that was just a clever trick to manipulate me into recapping the story. Eventually I gave in. After all, if it wasn't for their tragic loss, the world would not know me by my name, and I might not have had over a dozen books published. By the way, all the royalties I received from those books went to the families of the Triadic victims. Now, no one wants to mention that. Bloody cynical reporters these days, only covering the drama of the world, and frightening billions of people just to sell a damn paper. For Tea Talks, this is Tanis Higgenbottom, and I take brandy and my English tea. Good night.